Sometimes, love walks into our lives in the most unexpected ways. This is not just a story of a homeless girl and a billionaire. It's a journey of pain, healing, and a love so deep it broke every boundary. A girl thrown out by the world, a man with everything but peace, and one rainy night in Enugu that changed both their lives forever. But what no one expected was how far this love would go. The wind blew restlessly through the dark, narrow streets of Kumasi. Rain clouds gathered thick above, casting a moody gray hue over the city. In a forgotten alleyway, under the flickering light of a broken lamppost, a young girl, barely 7, stood trembling, soaked to the bone. Her name was Amali. Her dress, once pink, now hung heavy and colorless. Her bare feet pressed into the muddy earth. Her hair clung to her cheeks like vines, and her small arms wrapped tightly around her thin frame. She had no idea how long she'd been walking. Hunger had silenced her stomach hours ago. The only thing she could still feel was the cold, and the echo of her mother's voice from her last breath 2 nights ago. "Mama, if you're in heaven, please don't forget me," she whispered into the dark. A single tear joined the rain on her cheek. Just then, lightning flashed, followed by the low rumble of thunder. Startled, Amali crouched under a broken wooden bench near a closed shop front. She pulled her knees to her chest and buried her head. Her entire body shook, not just from the chill, but from fear. A black Range Rover rolled slowly down the deserted road, its headlights slicing through the curtain of rain. Inside, Kwabena, a 35-year-old billionaire businessman from Accra, sat silently. His features were sharp, regal. His fitted gray agbada clung to his broad shoulders. He had just left a corporate gala in Kumasi with his fiancée Akosua, seated beside him, scrolling her phone, visibly annoyed. "Kwabena, this is madness," she said. "Why are we driving in this weather? Can't we just check into a hotel?" He didn't reply. His eyes had caught something. A small figure curled under the bench. He leaned forward. "Stop the car," the driver hesitated. "Sir, I said stop." The vehicle slowed to a halt. Kwabena opened the door, the rain immediately drenching him. Akosua gasped. "What are you doing?" Kwabena walked toward the little bench, rain soaking his designer shoes. As he approached, he saw the girl more clearly, fragile, shivering, a mere skeleton of a child. He bent down slowly. "Hey, little one." Amali opened her eyes, terrified. Please don't beat me. I didn't take the bread. I swear." His heart clenched. "No one's going to hurt you." He removed his coat and gently wrapped it around her. The warmth made her flinch at first. Then she let herself lean forward. He lifted her carefully in his arms. She felt weightless. Back in the car, Akosua reeled back. "What is this? She's filthy." Kwabena spoke with calm fury. "She's a child, Akosua. If we leave her, she'll die." Akosua crossed her arms and hissed, "I'm not sitting beside that thing." "Then walk." The rest of the ride was quiet. Amali laid her head on Kwabena's chest, finally surrendering to sleep. They arrived at Kwabena's private residence in the hills of Kumasi, an estate so large it looked like a government lodge. The servants rushed to the door as Kwabena carried Amali inside. His elderly housekeeper, Mama Afia, hurried down the stairs. "Sweet heavens! What happened, sir?" "Warm water, towels, clean clothes." Quickly, Mama Afia didn't ask more. She returned with the soft wrappers, a basin of steaming water, and a bowl of fresh rice. Amali winced as the warm cloth touched her skin, but soon she melted into it. Later that night, Amali lay quietly in a guest bed she didn't know she'd ever deserved. White sheets, perfumed soap, and the distant hum of jazz music in the background. Kwabena sat by her side. "Are you warm enough?" "Yes, sir. You can call me Kwabena." She hesitated. "Can I call you Uncle K?" He smiled. "Of course." Downstairs, Akosua was furious. "You're keeping her here? She's not your responsibility." "She is now," Kwabena said without blinking. "If you have a problem with that, then maybe you have a problem with me." Akosua stormed out that night and never returned. Weeks passed. Amali began to smile more. Her cheeks filled out. Her eyes sparkled. She read books, played in the garden, and laughed with Mama Afia. Kwabena enrolled her in private school, hired therapists, and even built a small art studio when she revealed she liked drawing. But he didn't just give her things. He gave her attention. He taught her chess, told her stories of his childhood in Cape Coast, and sat beside her through nightmares. One afternoon, while sketching under a mango tree, Amali asked, "Why did you stop that night?" "Why me?" Kwabena paused. "Because when I saw you, I felt like the world asked me a question, and if I didn't answer it right, I'd never forgive myself." Amali didn't fully understand, but she remembered that moment forever. Years passed. Amali grew. By 18, she was tall, elegant, with skin like polished mahogany and eyes full of fire. She spoke softly but thought deeply. Kwabena, now 43, watched from a distance, his heart confused. The girl he had once saved now stirred feelings he struggled to name. Was it admiration, gratitude, or something else? Then came Desmond, a young tech genius, working with one of Kwabena's companies. He met Amali at a charity fundraiser. She laughed at his jokes. He offered her books. They started meeting often. Kwabena watched from the balcony, a quiet storm brewing inside. "You're not yourself these days," Mama Afia said one evening. "I know. Is it because of her? She's not a child anymore. And that terrifies me. Love doesn't ask permission, Kwabena. It just happens." He said nothing, but he didn't sleep that night. One cool night, Amali sat under the mango tree, arms wrapped around her knees. Kwabena joined her, his steps heavy. "You okay, Uncle K?" "Not really." She turned to face him. "Is it about Desmond?" He didn't answer, just stared at the tree. "I brought you here as a child, but now I see a woman, and it scares me because I can't stop loving you." Her eyes widened, her breath caught. "I know what it sounds like, but I can't deny it anymore," she whispered. "I've loved you for years, but I thought you only saw me as a girl you rescued." Kwabena took her hand, slowly. "Maybe that's how it started, but not how it ends." Under the mango tree, with the wind whispering their names, their love finally spoke. They married a year later, under that same tree. No paparazzi, no political guests, just love, friends, Mama Afia, and a choir humming softly in the background. Amali wore a flowing green dress, barefoot, hair in natural curls. Kwabena wore white agbada, eyes filled with peace. "You came with the rain," he whispered, "and now the rain blesses us again." 5 years later, the house buzzed with laughter. Their daughter, Nyera, giggled as she played with toy animals. Their son, Kweku, chased butterflies in the garden. Mama Afia rocked on a chair, watching them like royalty. Kwabena stood by the door, arms crossed, eyes soft. Amali walked past him, kissed his cheek, and laid their daughter in her crib. "You still stare at me like I'm magic," she said playfully. "You are," he replied. "You always were." And so, the girl once abandoned under the rain became the queen of a kingdom built from love. If this story touched your heart the way it touched ours, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and subscribe to our channel African Tales by Zizo. Because sometimes a single story can change the way we see the world.